All right. Welcome to What the Fuck is in the Box.
The lay version.
The lay version. We are laid today. We felt a little tropical. We brought some palm trees. We wanted to sprucing up the set here. I've got Eric with me.
Hola.
He's looking very comfortable, I guess. I don't know what he's doing here. He's got glasses on. He's got his hat on. He's got his lay on. We're ready to go today.
I'm undercover.
We have with us today from Metro Home Theater, also known as Ethereal, the HDMI Gigabit Accelerator, the GA2.
I'm so not ready for this.
Not to be
I am
confused.
so. This is legitimately the most technical piece we've pulled out.
The original machine had a base plate of prefamulated amulite surmounted by a malleable logarithmic casing in such a way that the two spurving bearings were in a direct line with a panametric fam.
And you're not ready.
I'm so not ready.
From a general box standpoint,
It's nice.
very nice little box. You know, this will go on the trucks real easy. One of the selling points of this is the size of the product. So the fact the box is small, the product is nice and small. It'll fit in some good spaces, but overall, a lot of good technology packed in there. Eric's going to go over that in just a minute. Eric, why don't you go ahead and tell us the features that you like about this thing?
Oh boy, I don't even know where. This is so. I don't even know where to start. Are we opening it or just talking about the features?
I'd like you to talk about it without looking at it.
I can't, Drew. Essentially, what we're talking about in this piece is it's a device that's going to take your passive HDMI cable and increase its bandwidth. Right, so that's ultimately what we're doing. For you guys that have installed a bunch of HDMI cables through the ceiling for a really high-end projector, and we did that 10 years ago because we're all getting old, right? I know I am. I know you are. And so 10 years ago, we put in these HDMIs. Did they have HDMIs 10 years ago? They did.
We're going to go with that. They did.
We're going with it. And today, the customer upgrades to a new projector, and he's pulling full HDMI.
Full HDMI.
Thank God we weren't live on that one.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Full
that's
HD, high resolution, right? HDR content. You're going to want to swap out that HDMI, but you can't. So what do? Gigabit Accelerator.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
It's very beautiful.
Thank you. I triple taped that.
Yeah. No tape this time. No need for a knife.
That's right.
No knife sitting in the trees, right? Okay. We're going to get into the box here. Take a look.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Whoa! That is
A lot of stuff in here.
fancy. Keep it under the camera.
No, we're going to put it in the camera.
Where's
later.
our,
Don't you
mat,
worry
by
about
the
it.
way?
We
Where's
got
our
no
mat?
mat today. We lost the mat. We're
Also,
not that official here.
Didn't manicure.
What do you got?
Well, we got the quick start guide, which is not that quick and not that. It's one page. You can read it really quickly. Quick start guide, instruction manual. Screws. 2 screws.
You're ready for that.
I was all set for that.
What are
2
those for?
screws, comes in a Ziploc bag, which you can reuse. Little sandwiches, little bag of chips, like if you have a little bit of Doritos.
One chip at a time.
That's right. We said we
What
were
are
going
those?
to do this in 2 minutes, didn't we?
Yeah, we are not.
This is the actual Gigabit Accelerator, right?
Yep.
I'm going to lay everything out first and
Sure.
then talk about it. We've got
laying
a
things out, man.
USB charging cable for that, power cable. And we've got a wall wart, and it comes in a fancy clamshell that you can also use like as a party tray or that kind of thing, like some vegetables and ranch dip or whatever, like if you guys are throwing a party kind of thing.
Could do multiple dips.
Absolutely, 3 different kinds, one to hold the chips and so on. So we've got it's a small box, a couple of parts in here. You got the power cable. This is the USB power cable and wall wart. Important that you actually, a lot of people see this USB power cable and they think that they should just plug this into the display, right?
Ah.
But we actually want to use the wall wart here. A lot of the display USB power ports don't put out the consistent 5 volts that you need. So they recommend always use the actual wall plug instead of the display.
It's a good point. A lot of people don't know that the USBs in the back of the TVs, a lot of times are not full 5 volt. They're usually 2.4. They're usually originally put there for service ports, and then they've kind of used them for powering devices over time. But something like this that does need a consistent 5 volt, unless it's marked on the back of the TV. Some of the newer models mark it at 5 volt. Unless it's marked at 5 volt, we wouldn't recommend using that. So you would definitely want to keep this plugged in using the wall wart.
Yeah, even the 5 volt, the ones that are marked 5 volt, from what I understand, they fluctuate a little bit. So
Can't trust those guys.
you want to start? You want me to start? What are we doing here?
Let's go through this thing, Eric. So we've got some LED displays up here. What are these for?
The displays are going to tell you whether or not you're getting video out on all 4 channels of the HDMI and if the device is powered, right? So you can
Okay.
see the actual LEDs and the video channels, the 4 different video channels, those are going to light up. I forgot.
So the video channels are going to light up green.
Green.
Yeah.
Power is going to light up red, right?
There
So
you
you
go.
get that information back for you.
They got these little ABC switches, and there's 2 sets of them. What are those going to do?
Dip switches there for your EQ levels. That's actually going out to the display. So just to kind of start from the beginning, right? You basically got 2 HDMI. You got an in and out on the HDMI. So you're going from your source.
So you got your old cable, right, coming from your source. You're running
all
that
the way through
all
to
the
the
way.
display, right? And you're going to break that. Essentially, you're going to break it on the display side because you want to be able to power this in right next to the display. But you're going to go from the source into this, out of this, and out to the display. And as you were mentioning, you've got these dip switches, right? So the EQ level is essentially the display side, right? And what you're doing, the way it was explained to me, you've got your input threshold, and then you've got your EQ. The input is for the source going in, the EQ is going out. And what's happening here is the signal from the source. This is kind of like the way he explained it is a, what do you call it, hearing aid.
I'm not embarrassed by my tiny bell tones. They're almost invisible.
Right, and so it's not boosting the signal, it's actually going to reproduce the signal. So on the, that sounds crazy, really difficult. On the input from the source, it listens to it, recreates it completely, actually regenerates the digital signal, zeros and ones. It's not an amplifier, which a lot of people think. It's not that. Recreates it, sends it out to the display, completely recreated, nice and clean.
That's really good.
That was my technical answer. I don't even know what to do with that.
Hey, Eric, how far can it extend?
Oh, through? What do we got, 20 meters?
How many meters are there? What does that equate to?
How many
in
feet in a
How many
meter?
feet in
About
a
60
meter?
feet. About
Okay.
60 feet.
60 feet overall. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take it. It's good. It's close. That's
My
good.
feet, your feet,
Yeah, I'm
Irma's
good with
feet.
that.
Whose
Okay,
feet?
I'm
Because
fast.
everybody's feet are different sizes.
So yeah, I like the way you went through it, but the important pieces that you touched on in there, right? This is going to go on the display piece, right? So wherever your sources are, you're going to run your source cable like you normally would. So if you are doing a retro job where you have an old cable, this will go on the display side. You'll plug it in. Be cautious of where you plug it in. Your cable that comes with this, right? It's a USB micro cable. Is about 3 feet to the power. So you want to keep it within about 3 feet of the power so you can run your short cable to your TV, which I think they said they recommend 0.5 meters, which is
Correct.
a
Yep.
couple feet, right? So definitely something you want to keep aware of on this. This is a great solution piece for you guys out there doing retro jobs. Save you a lot of time rather than rerunning new fiber HDMI or anything like that. Does give you the full 48 gigabyte bandwidth pass through up to 9 meters.
That's entirely dependent on the existing cables,
Correct,
though, right?
yeah.
We should mention that. So you're going to start with cables that aren't passing 18 gig. That's the point of this. You're going to use this, the Gigabit Accelerator, so you can boost the bandwidth capabilities. But if the cables you start with, if they can't do 48, it's going to be difficult, right? If the quality is really low, you probably won't get that. But what kind of content do we have today anyway that's putting out 48
not a lot.
gigabits per second?
Not a lot.
don't
But
know.
12 gigabit pass through is a little bit more common these days, and it'll pass that through too as well, right?
10 meters? 9 meters? What do we got?
9 meters.
9 meters.
9
I was
meters.
so close. So the other thing that it's got in here, it's got the EDID.
EDI who?
EDID.
What's that?
Oh, don't ask. I don't. Everybody who deals with HDMIs and HDMI extenders understands that you need to use a piece that maintains the EDID and also helps with clock and data. Don't ask me what these are, but essentially they're all built into some of the other ethereal pieces that are really great for HDMI solutions. And we should mention, even though that we're talking about the Gigabit Accelerator, they do have a mix of products that are great when you get jammed up with HDMI, because that stuff is complicated, yo.
Every seventh conductor being connected by a non-reversible TREMI pipe to the differential girdle spring on the up end of the gram meters.
Yeah, that's one of the best things that Ethereal kind of brings to the table is they do have a lot of the high-end solution pieces when it comes to HDMI. We do have this piece, which is the HDMI-GA2. There is an HDMI-GA1, which has a little bit shorter distance overall. Is a much smaller profiled piece, but again, smaller distance that it can amplify. It's kind of the original version. This is kind of the step-up version from that.
My understanding is it also doesn't have the little dip switches on it that allows
not.
you. So one of the big improvements with this is it'll work with any cable, it'll work with any source, it'll work with any display. That's really what this input threshold and equalization level does, is it syncs everything up so that the source and the display are all looking for similar bandwidth information.
I like it.
I made it up.
I like it.
Thank you.
I bought it. I'm buying 5
Really?
right now.
Nice.
Yep, need them. Gotta have them.
Fantastic.
So, overall, taking a look at everything that kind of comes in the box here. Again, we have the actual accelerator piece itself. We have the actual USB cable, the wall wart, couple of screws, instruction manual. Pretty simple piece. What comes in the box here. The bigger thing is, what can it do, right? So don't forget, we are raffling this off. This is going to get raffled away. Thank you to Jesse and the people over at Metro Home Theater. We definitely appreciate you guys giving us this to go over and raffle off. Please leave your dealer name, identification that you can, anything you guys can down in the comments so we know who you are, or we can't raffle it to you. And we'll get this thing out. Eric, you got anything else on
I was
closing?
trying to read what Andre was writing on that board. I stopped staring at the board because I was told that I don't look at the camera enough. And I don't know what Andre is writing, but I think he's telling me to stop talking.
Nobody knows what Andre's writing. It's okay. You're the talent. You tell Andre what to write. He's going to use that against us and post
I
that.
know he is. Absolutely.
Totally is. Everybody, thank you for watching. Take care. Have a good one.
Appreciate it. You guys have a good one.
What is
I
that?
don't know. I'm so off my game today.
He's
I have
awesome.
no idea. Wait, don't stop it.
Don't stop.
I can
We're
do
gonna-
better. I can do better.
Do it.
Say goodbye again.
We'll see you guys next time.
I wasn't ready. If we do that again? All right, you guys be good. Take care. Hey, look at him, man. I can't even have kids with him. Do you know what I'm saying? Look at him. His womb is so polluted. Do you know what I'm saying? For all I know, he had my friend Angel Fernandez killed, man. I never trusted him. I never trusted him one bit. You guys all point your fingers. You say, that's the bad guy. I know the bad guy. You're the bad guy. I always tell the truth, even when I lie.